What's good? It's Skano. I ran across a news feed regarding Antonio Brown seeming to have some financial issues, amongst other things. And it got me to, thinking, like, how did this dude go from, essentially a surefire Hall of Fame wide receiver to like this outcast in the league and seemingly just having a breakdown? Um, I mean, this is a guy who worked his way up from a JUCO college. He didn't go to a big name college at all. Um, to get drafted by the Steelers, and he had a Hall of Fame trajectory type career. Um, and some people still consider him borderline Hall of Famer as far as a player. And I don't think a lot of credit. I don't think enough credit goes to Mike Brown, Mike Brown, Mike Tomlin, for how he was able to handle, for lack of a better term, handle Antonio Brown's, eccentricities or, his borderline outlandish behavior, which, there was some red flags early on, but not to the degree that, we have witnessed as of late. But Tomlin was able to get the best out of dude at that point. So at some point, though, as it seems he's prone to do, he burnt that bridge, burnt out that relationship, went on to New England, then later Tampa Bay, and had some pretty good years with Tom Brady as his quarterback, playing at an all pro level that he was customary to. And at some point, as he's prone to do, he burned that bridge. In the process, throwing Tom Brady, under the bus, so to speak. Um, a dude who pretty much extended his hand to, you know, look out for Antonio Brown and give him a opportunity to prove what was already known. But like I said, those red flags and the speculation about his mental health, it was very prevalent in the league. So over the years, there's been different incidents. Been sued here and there. You know, different outbursts, different incidents, just putting his mental instability on display. There was an incident with a moving company, a trucker he assaulted, allegedly. Well, he actually, that case, he lost. He didn't show up to court. So there's been, you know, several different incidents. So we're talking about a guy who, he's not old. It's not like he couldn't still be in the league, you know. But the instability, like I said, the mental instability. And remember, he made the rap album for a minute. He was an aspiring rapper. Then he bought I think he had ownership in an arena league team. He was ousted from that league, essentially for not paying the players and the coaches. Now they're saying, he's basically broke. So he filed some affidavit in regard to another suit that he's been hit with, saying that he essentially, now I'm not a pocket watcher, but this is just case in point, you know, saying that he's, down to less than 50 G's and it's probably a little bit of cat, but obviously a man that was worth hundreds of millions of dollars, or at least tens of millions of dollars, to now be filing for bankruptcy, it would raise eyebrows. But all this to say, man, and I made this point with YB not too long ago, mental illness is very prevalent in society. Is people that are, like I said, seemingly on top of the world, that are able to kind of, navigate this and keep a handle on it. But then you have the opposite end of the spectrum. You know, people like Antonio Brown who just, although enormously talented, you know what I'm saying, just can't seem to hold it together long enough to stay out of their own way. So this is not to exploit dudes and exploit dudes' situation as far as his, mental illness goes, just to make a point. But I don't know if I should go so far as to, and I would never wish this on anyone. But don't be surprised if, down the road, Antonio Brown is in front of a judge for some reason or another. Because it's obvious that dude is on a crash and burn mission. And he does flash out. He has a tendency to flash out with violence. And although many people kind of write him off as being, a self-absorbed narcissist, entitled woo-woo, and that may be partly true. But I do firmly believe, pause, that there is some mental illness prevalent in dudes' psychopathy. Obviously, this nigga is not all the way, you know what I'm saying? Everything is not locked down tight here. Come on. So, just the way he has managed to, like I said, wreck every relationship, business-wise, personal-wise too, if you do your homework. There's obviously some type of mental imbalance going on with Antonio Brown. And with his tendency for violence, I would not be surprised, if dude ends up, you know what I'm saying, like I said, in prison or, worst of all, carried by six himself. And although that may seem extreme, or like I'm, like I said, being sensational, I think people really, if you don't have any understanding of, these different disorders, bipolarism, antisocial disorders, etc. It's easy to just write people off as being, diva-ish or difficult, you know what I'm saying? But it's very real. It's very weird, and it's obvious that, like I said, dude can't seem to stay out of his own way, and it's all leading in one direction. So if he doesn't get some type of help and having, like I said, personal understanding of this, your family member, it's only so much the people around you can do. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they will care more than the afflicted person themselves. So it's only so much you can do. And at some point, and it's a lifelong struggle. It's not there's no quick, easy cure-all. It's a lifelong battle. And some going to be able to maintain, and some going to crash and burn. And like I said, I'm not sitting back praying on dude's downfall. But the way things are playing out, he seems to fall in the latter category. It is what it is. 216 Skano from the gutter.